know, and we still joke about it, and I'm going to touch about joking on OCD. It's just become something that's part of my mom. Um, Everyone knows her for her wipes and her ordeals on things, but so that made me really interested in figuring out what OCD was and just understanding it, because to me it was something to joke about or just, oh mom, you have OCD, and I never really understood it. And I think that's for like a lot of people. OCD is one of those diagnoses that people a lot of times diagnose themselves with just because they have one or two of the symptoms. OCD is something that is not easy to live with, and it's not something that just goes away overnight. Um, you need treatment, and it is very captivating on your mind and your everyday life. Um, I have a video that I'm going to start off with. I must apologize. Um, Technology has not been my best friend the last few days, so I'm doing what I can with things. So this is just giving a really good introduction. This is from Howie Mandel. He's from Deal or No Deal. So here.
Hi, I'm Howie Mandel. Like me, more than 2 million Americans have OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. OCD is real, chronic, and sometimes debilitating. I have a serious fear of germs, and treatment helps me. So if you or someone you know has symptoms of OCD, talk to a doctor or a therapist, or go to www.treatocd.org for more information.
Okay, so how he says that is it is a real condition. It's nothing to joke about, and it's not one of those things that, oh, you just have OCD. It legitimately is something to be diagnosed with. I kind of feel like it also takes on the approach of like ADD. Seems like every kid nowadays has that automatic label that if you can't sit still, you have ADD. And it seems that if you like to clean, you're obsessive compulsive. So it's definitely a disorder that I think is overrated and not understood very much. And just as a person, everyone has anxiety, and everyone has certain things that they like to control. But the thing with OCD is, as much as everyone has anxiety about something, OCD is where it takes over and controls you. You have no, your think process, and also your having routine, and you're just, it wipes you literally, and it's very hard for some people to function because it keeps them from being able to hang out with friends or do things that they would normally like to do because they're so um, consumed by these overwhelming thoughts. So here's another video that I think is really important. And although you can't see them, and I'm sorry about that, they're on my reference page, and I would highly recommend you going and watching them.
Anxiety and anxiety disorders. Everyone experiences anxiety. It helps us prepare for important events. Anxiety can keep us from harm's way, like not walking in front of a speeding car. Anxiety is the brain's way of preparing us to take action, such as remembering to lock the door. Each of us has a different relationship with anxiety, even though you can't tell just by looking at us. For some, anxiety is uncontrollable and persistent, even when there is no threat or danger. When anxiety interferes with daily activities, you may have an anxiety disorder. Some people have panic attacks. Others fear being judged and avoid situations. You may have thoughts you cannot stop. You may do things over and over to try to make the anxiety go away. You may feel alone, but over 40 million children, teens, and adults have these very common brain disorders. You may feel too embarrassed to tell even your closest friend. An anxiety disorder can lead to avoidance of everyday situations, like meeting a friend at the library. Through scientific research, we have learned a lot about the brain, anxiety disorders, and effective treatments. Take back your life by getting professional help. Learn about anxiety disorders and get treatment so you can triumph over anxiety disorders. For more information, visit www.adaa.org.
Alright, so that was just another video. There's a book that I really love and I have used a lot during this, and it was called Teaching the Tiger, and they characterize OCD as involuntary recurrent obsessions and compulsions that consume time, behaviors which are repetitive, ritualistic, and cause anxiety. So, going back to the video that we just saw, everyone, like I said before, has anxiety. But the difference is, even though you like to clean, for an average person, if you don't get to clean your room today, and you can do it tomorrow, life goes on. Someone that has OCD, it's something that they must complete or they must do. Because it literally eats at them. That's all they think about. So it's definitely something very hard to live with, and it's very hard to understand. And I think that's one of the reasons why I did this, is because it gave me a little more understanding towards my mom and how she thinks. Some of the symptoms involved constant irrational worry about dirt and germs, fear of how people might think of you, the fear of that like a loved one's going to get hurt, having like to straighten things. So there's a lot of different symptoms, and a lot of times they build on each other. Someone with OCD might have one of these things, or they might have different aspects of it, because there's different types of OCD. But like I said, OCD really is not an issue until it's literally controlling your life, and it's keeping you from living a, um, worrisome life. Although you see people like Howie they are very successful and have jobs and all, it's something he still struggles with. It's not really going to go away. And again, he is getting treatment. So some of the phobias are the compulsion with the routines, cleaning, so repeatedly washing your hands, making sure everything's straightened, checking, so you might be worried that the coffee pot's on or you didn't lock the doors, repeating, so repeating a phrase, repeating a song over and over. There's OCD hoarders who might collect shoes or food. There's also mental rituals where a lot of times people need to repeat like numbers, 1, 2, 3, and then they only can do certain things. And there's also touching, so making sure things are straight, or walking past something and every time you touch a doorknob, touching the doorknob 3 times. So there's really different kinds of OCD out there. I think the most common is the cleaning aspect of it, and like I said, like often just people, because they are like to be clean, they automatically assume that they have OCD. A really good website which I got a lot of this stuff from was the Anxiety Disorder Association of America. So I would really highly recommend looking at that, because it really is simple, and it really walks you through things, and it really gives you a good understanding of what OCD is. I'm doing this video in 3 different parts. And this is the first part, kind of just a brief about OCD, and then I'm going to take you through some media, and then lastly some books, and then on the last slide I also have like a conclusion. So sit back, enjoy. I'm sorry for any glitches technically, because I literally have made this video over 4 times now. So just bear with me. But like I said, if you don't see something, it is on my reference page. And just enjoy, and just keep an open mind, and just try to think of the people in your life that technically you might have OCD, and wait, does that control them or not? So instead of OCD becoming a joke, we as a society need to understand that we just really need to take things serious. And it's nice that it is downplayed, but it also doesn't, I think it takes away from the fact that it is a disorder and not something that is fake or just another joke. So, all right.